Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. This time we're gonna install this 2-post lift behind me. Show you how I did that, what to do and what not to do. The instructions I got were kind of bad. So right off the bat I can tell you, as soon as you unbox this thing, go ahead and lay all your parts out. And there's these 2 plates right on the top up here. Put those on first. And then after you put the top plates on, then set it where you want to set it and put that bottom tray in between where you got to go, because you can't see the ground where those sit. Before you put your arms on, you can actually manually pick those up so you can see where they slide into place. It'll avoid your costly mistake. So check out the video, you see what I'm talking about. Appreciate it. Modified, here we go. Lift install. All right, here goes nothing. Never done this before. I've never installed a 2-post car lift or unboxed one, so what's the worst that could happen? Let's find out. Brake stool. Chilling on that brake stool right there. Let's cut this thing open and see what happens. Important notice, this thing's freaking heavy, this side up. But it's fragile. Handle with care. Heavy hardware. Always wanted one of these. Oh, it's garbage day. I get to pull the stuff out. I ain't gotta hold on to it. Controller, power unit, the uppy downy thing. Y'all, I got a lift. I just recently turned 42 and decided, you know what, I'm tired of jacking stuff up and putting it on jack stands. Had a couple extra bucks. Man, I need to get me a lift. Guess what? Got a lift. Here it is. Lift is happening. The stinky box cutter is not. Destructions. Put that on the power, what they call that? The power unit. Alright, we got some 3/4 inch bolts holding this outside cage. And I think I'm going to do this side first. And we'll see what happens. To cut to the chase, I put me a bolt through a hole and ran a chain around it completely. And put this here on my swivel. See if I can jack this thing up. Look, my chain. Go over here and loop it through those holes. Alright, we are hooked up. Got the bolts through. There you go. Chained in the middle. Let's see if we can get it up. You know what I mean? Come on. That is out of the crate, and now I need to put it on the floor, pretty much right where the crate is. So let's go ahead and now move the crate out. It's on the jack down there. I'll get everything positioned out of the way. Damn, this is heavy. About having the right tools, a piece of 1x4 makes all the difference in the world. One by 4, you the man. While I got it hanging, it comes with its own anchors. Show you a 5/8 hole, and this pin here, ram set, splits that open in the concrete. And you put your flat washer, lock washer, and nut. Anchors it all down. So while it's in there, I'm gonna go ahead and get these arms out of here and these hoses. They're all. Man, I got some Zing Zong Wang hoses, man. Your boy Zing Zong Wang making them hoses. Down there. Dude, this is like some heavy chain. I'm telling you, this is made out of old Buicks. We scrapped them, boxed them. They melted them down, turned them into some post lifts, and then I bought my old car back. Look, it's even red. It was awesome. All right, we'll set y'all down over here. Yep, it's heavy. We got to lift this part up, huh? Yeah, all the weight's just in the bottom side, so. I can manage this end, put that end down, and see where I can go from here. Work smarter, not harder. Jack, exactly. Just figuring it out as I go. I ain't never done this before. the lift. Alright? I'm gonna have to go to the store and buy some drill bits. I don't think mine are big enough. I think I got half. I need a 5/8 for that. It's all in the instructions. I'll check that out in a second. Dude, I got a freaking lift up. I don't know how I'm gonna get the bolt out of there. I got a lift up, bro. Oh man. Just like dream stuff right here. Like how many say I wish I had a lift? Dude, I got a lift. Man. Alright, day 2, we're back. Man, the sun's bright. Gonna drill some anchors, drill some holes in the concrete, anchor this thing down on both sides over there and over there. I'm using 3/4 inch by 5 because my concrete's 6 inches thick. Got some wedge anchors. I'm gonna drill them out, bolt this thing down. Alright, beans I'm drilling through my plate. My plate is about, I don't know, 1/2 inch thick. I'm going to set my stop gauge so it stops on the plate, and then my anchor will be about 1/4 inch more than that, and stop with the washer right at the plate, so that'll be the proper depth for this anchor. Let's get to drilling. Measure twice, drill 6 times. Yeah. See if I'm still at 102. And 2 1/4. That's exactly where the other one's at. Brake stool. Alright, here goes nothing. Just to make sure everything's out of the hole, I'm gonna get my little air gun and blow the dust out of the bottom. That way the anchor sits properly. Give it a tappy-roo. That's how you know you're good. Back it up a little bit. Don't hit the nut. That thing's in there. Alright, 6 more, let's do it. So both of the top plates are the same, the wheel's on the same side, so one goes one way one goes to the other. Up there. And I should have put those on first. But I got my ladder. Brake stool don't cut it. So brake stool plus tires, that'll get me up there. Up there. That's 10 feet. So let's put them plates on. They're a socket head or an Allen head, lock washer, lock nut deal. That should hold them up top. 17mm and 8mm Allen wrench. Your lock washer always goes behind your nut. Your flat washers just cover your surface area. Alright, so I ran the cable down inside this yellow box because the other one has to come up and connect to that hole. So it's down here now. There's a flat spot on this pulley. It's supposed to let you run the cable through there. There it is, there's a flat spot. So you put that on the bottom. And the cable where you don't want to get entangled. So this cable here is the one that runs from all the way up there. And it feeds through this flat spot here. That's pretty simple. And then pulls. Once you're here, you pull your extra. Then this cap goes over this, but this now goes around this pulley down here. Find your flat spot. There it is. All this because I couldn't decipher where this plate went. And I'm just testing to see if I have enough cables to do what I gotta do. And I know they'll stretch a little bit over time, they always do. Alright, that's on there. Now I feed this end up through the yellow bucket, which is this. I'm a figure it out as you go kind of guy. And it's down in there somewhere. There it is in the corner. So you can push it up a little bit. I just see on this side, pull all the way through, and then double nut on the top. So, alright, need two hands again. Don't have a good place to put you, so I'll be right back. Alright, double nut on the top so it won't pull through, and you got your adjuster and your lock nut on top. And I'm going to put the top pull on this one and do the reverse to go from there all the way to there. Or just there. Yeah, because this side goes up and that side stops up. Yeah. Alright, rinse, repeat in reverse order. Alright, Alright, so I got the feed hose tightened to the bottom hose, which runs to that hose that runs under this walk piece to that hose. So now I gotta figure out how you bleed all this stuff and what kind of oil it takes. So I'm gonna go try to decipher the instruction manual and see if I can figure out what kind of oil it takes. Yep. Now let's see if there's front and rear and left and right arms. They all look the same.
They all do.
Put them open. Dude, that's heavy duty.
Oh yeah.
All the welds are pretty decent.
The tape is really heavy duty.
Well, the packaging was excellent on all of this stuff. Like, I guess if it's got to make it from China to here, it better be boxed up pretty good. But like, all this stuff drove through 20 torrential rainstorms on the back of that flatbed, and none of it got wet. I mean, it was bomb wrapped. It was freaking. It was all dry. You can't say it got wet during shipping if there was any problems. That's for sure. Dude, we got a car lift.
We do. At our house.
Can you imagine the exhaust systems we'll be able to do now instead of like laying on the gravel?
Oh yeah.
This concrete slab was a life changer. Like, this is going to be even better.
And what's even better about this is we don't have to get up from a wet back. From
yeah, it rains every day, you know?
Mm-hmm. Sucks.
Yeah, and on the other side of the country, they can't get any rain.
They beg for rain.
That sucks too.
You gotta have a balance between it, or else it's just crappy.
Depends on the season.
Oh yeah, these are even heavy too.
Oh, everything. I mean,
everything
like,
is good.
I could swear this was my old Buick that they melted down and made a lift out of.
Probably.
Now that we got all that unboxed, unwrapped, let's figure out where they got to go. There's 4 spots to put 4 identical looking arms, but usually there's a front and a rear, and the back ones are longer. So, and then on this side, they have these bolts. Maybe there's a pad that goes there, and the bolts go on the inside, but I don't have any pads. Those are like plastic trays for tools or something. I don't even know where those mean yet. I don't know. Let's see if we figure it out. Alright, so what you gotta do is pull these little cams off. They lock into the locks here. That locks into this groove here. So this pin slides down through this hole, wedges all this into place. And the hammer. I'm gonna hold this, you drop the pin in, and then get your bolts. Here's that one. Yeah, that is. It's sitting on the weight right now. So this doesn't fall. Alright. The tension's got it held in place. You need to put this in first. And then drop the bolts in. And So you got this lifted up, and then I screw those little 3 bolts into place. That collar fits onto that shaft right there. Stops the shaft from falling out. And it's also like a cam gear that locks into place on this locker that I'm holding up. Alright, pull that pin and we'll rotate the arm so you can get to the back side. Make sure it's higher than that cam gear.
It is.
And then we'll swing this out of the way. Now we can get to this one. And there, match. Tight. Those teeth mesh nice and tight. Look at that. That mesh that's in there, how this locks in. Dude, I'm impressed with this thing. I mean, it was cheap, but man, I ain't complaining. All right, pull the lock.
Pull what?
Pull it up. All right, we'll lock it flat open. There you go. Fell into place. 1 arm down, 3 to go. All right, now you can tighten those up. Excuse me while I whip this out. Put your hand back like you just got. Try to tighten the front one that good. Alright. Hold it.
Get this last one.
Good. Pivot. You drop your lock in so it won't want to spin on you. The easy way. Once you use it a couple of times, it'll wear in.
Oh yeah.
It'll slide in there. A lot easier.
Yeah, it's about as far as it's going to go right now.
It's machined so precise you can use your finger to thread the bolt in until you have to tighten it.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool. What these trays? Got this bracket and this tray. Well, as it turns out that there's some bolts here. And this tray lines up with these bolts. It's like a tool tray. So, take these out. And then stick it in the hole. I'll get the proper tool to tighten that up in a second. But they give you these, like tool trays. Like it's like flexible tin. Like this is junk. But I guess if you don't have a roll around and you're looking for a place to put your tool, that'll work. Oh yeah, it ain't bad. It'll hold some wrenches, keep them off the floor. They're on the back side of the arm, so we'll go put all 4 of those on. I go try to find some hydraulic fluid and see if I can get this thing primed up and in the air. What's how far I've gotten so far? We got the arms on. It's all bolted to the floor. Got the hydraulic lines run. I got the cables put in. Everything's all tightened up. The bolts on the floor are torqued to 110 foot-pounds. And that's all that cable system in there, nice and tight. So we'll find some what kind of hydraulic fluid if it's listed in the manual. If not, I'll just take an educated guess and hook some 220 up here and see if this thing will lift my truck. See, I thought I was joking when I said it rained every day, huh?
makes it look cool. Rolling all up in my building. Okay, and I got it out and get wet. Lift's in a good spot. I'm happy about that. This is why I wanted the electronics in the middle of the garage instead of on the side. I'm having to do this thing in stages. It's taking a while to put it all up. I got to do this and that and that. So I don't have any power around here yet. So we have this idea. We're going to take the generator. It's got 220. We're going to wire it into the pump on the side. And then we're going to get the kid to come over here and transfer the contents of the bucket into this reservoir. This holds about 2 gallons. But with the rams and the lines, it says it holds 5. So there's 5 gallons above STP. And it's AW32. Just one of these. It's pretty simple. In and out. In the bucket. Out into the reservoir. There's no pour in this stuff. Get that roll around so you can sit. Again, get that clump out of it. Hey, don't aim the thing at me in case you lost that. See how this is right here? Yeah. They're pretty good. It's working. It's coming out. Check points. The reservoir full. And you can see it's right there. You can't see it. That's some clear stuff. But this is the down lever, and that's the up button. I'm going to wire it to the generator. You give it 220. I don't have anything run out here just yet, so let me wire that stuff up right quick and we'll take it up and down and see if we can purge all the air out of the system. Alright, so this is what we're working with here. It's like some 14 gauge. That's your neutral, hot. And then this is my rig up I had during the hurricane. This is 6 gauge. That's a little overkill. Rewire the plug and get it adapted to this. Alright, so out here in the shop, it took me about, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours to really get the whole lift put together. What I had to do was I anchored this post first, and then put my center plate down for a spacing because I really couldn't read the directions. Put my second post down, and then what you do is you attach a cable from here, and it goes all the way up around that pulley and comes back down through. So you can move this out the way. I didn't realize this was so wobbly. Until you get tension on it, it's wobbly. So it goes through your little tray, bucket, whatever, through the pulley, and it runs under this track and comes up and joins in right there. Same goes for this one. It goes up and around, back down, under your tray, and it hooks into that side. So it's all bolted together, and went and ran me some power out here. I filled about 4 gallons, 5-gallon bucket. Filled about 4 gallons between the reservoir and the 2 rams. Well, there's a little Pico de Gallo right there. And then you go ahead and press this magic button. Away it goes. Now this lift came with these little trays that you can put extra tools and stuff in. 1 per corner. It has these height adjusters for different frame heights. You can put just the center. So you come when you pull your release, it stays out. You pull this release, it stays out. And then come around here, press your depress level. Takes the pressure off of the system. And down they go. I gotta say, this was not the most difficult thing I ever had to do, but deciphering instructions that you kind of rely on, it wasn't the worst thing ever. So this one took me about 3 hours. If I had to do it again, it'd probably be about an hour and a half. But you drill your 5 holes, 5 more holes, and then when you get done running your cables around, that's the most important part as far as getting them synced together, is the cable length. And then you can hear that when it goes up and both your catches latch at the same time.
But that's it. Modified's got a lift in the shop. Let's use it. Thanks y'all for tuning in. Catch you next time. Appreciate it. Hit that button, do what you gotta do.